Hey everyone, I hope you're doing good today. I'm making a video today because last night, I was called to send a message to a client of mine that I consider a sister, a friend, and it was something pushing me and calling her. So I left her a few vocals and then I went on her Facebook page and I ended up on a message that she had written thanking everybody for all they've done for her and asking, God to bless everyone. And I could feel that there was something wrong there. I knew that person had been struggling a bit, but not to that extent. And I felt something really, really wrong. So I contacted a friend and tried to get in touch with her, and there was no answer. So I ended up calling 911 and to send the paramedics and the RCMP there. And she was ready to go. So they took her to the hospital, and then the hospital released her, but she has support now. So maybe we have saved her life, at least for last night. Doesn't mean that she's not going to have that in mind again, but we heard the call. And if I'm making this video right now, it is because a lot of people are suffering in this moment. I went through it myself in the past. I know how dark and heavy it can become. We feel hopeless. And when we're down that rabbit hole, it is because we are suffering immensely and we don't see any light no more. But there is light. And right now, what's happening in the world is a bit scary for some people. There's a lot of fear, a lot of anxiety, and alcohol problems, drug abuse, medications is on the rise. Suicide attempts, suicides is on the rise. And I don't believe that the medical system is ready for it all, is not that supportive. And I'm talking out of experience, and I don't want to judge anybody who's working in psychiatry right now. I know that you're all doing your best, but the system in itself is not properly equipped to help those people. Mainly what we are offering in the psychiatric institutions right now is medications. Yet medication will put a band-aid on the wound but will not heal the wound. We need to be addressing the emotions that are there, because when we go down that rabbit hole, it is most likely loads of emotions that are coming up to the surface and we just can't deal with it. It's just too big. And if a lot of people are suffering right now, for most part, it is because we have forgotten that we are spiritual beings coming down on earth to experience humanity, experience matter. But a lot of us are just attaching the experience on a human level. We're forgetting that this is just an experience, and we're forgetting that we are light beings coming on earth to experience humanity. So when we connect back to that remembrance, the experience is a bit easier. We're simply here for an experience. We're not gonna be here forever and ever. And I was reading a book lately from Anne Givaudan, Rupture of Contract. I don't believe it's been translated in English, but that was a beautiful, beautiful book talking about suicide. And in that book, she, from her own vision, she's explaining that she's channeling people who have passed through suicide. And she says that, if you commit suicide, let's say at 50, but that you were meant to die at 75, then you'll come back for those 25 years was that were in your contract. When we're coming down here on earth, we're signing a contract with ourselves. We decided, want it or not, believe this or not, and it's okay if you don't, if this is not in vibration with you, but with my own belief system, with my own truth, we came down here willingly. We signed up for this experience, as crazy as it is. Some of us might not have read all the fine prints that were at the bottom of the contract, but we signed up for this. And if we signed up for this, it's because we had everything that it took to come down here and live this experience. And we are not alone. A lot of us came here together. So it is important to keep an eye on one another and not fear to address situation that can be difficult. If you're seeing someone suffering, please ask the question, are you thinking about suicide? You know, are you abusing substances, alcohol? Is there any way that I can help you? And there's nothing better than sharing your own experience if you have struggled, if you have suffered, and if you pulled yourself through. It is time for us to get together, to welcome one another where they're at, with their ups and downs, shadows and light. We are made of shadows and light. But very often that deep, deep suffering that we're in is caused by deep, deep emotions that sometimes have been swallowed down from generation to generation, or emotions from childhood where we did not have the maturity, the emotional maturity to deal with those emotions. And in the adulthood, they're coming up to the surface. And it is a good thing, because if it's coming up to the surface, it is because it's ready to be released. But we have to go through them. You know, what you try to escape will follow you. What you face erases. It takes courage to go within. The answer is not out there. You can have support. You can have an external support. And it doesn't have to be by professionals, although professionals can be of help, but you don't need a diploma to help somebody else. Share who you are, share your own experience, share what you did to get out of it. Sharing our experiences is extremely supportive, because you can relate to someone who's gone through it and who pulled away from it. Ask for help. You know, I know that when we're deep down there, we don't think that there's anything else possible, but there is light. We sometimes need to go through the darkness in order to see the light, but there is light. So let's be who we are. You know, it's okay not to feel good one day. Let us all take our masks off and be who we are, where we are, and share with one another and welcome the other person with love and compassion and a non-judgment. Let's help one another, come together, support one another, teach one another, share with one another, elevate one another. And if you see that someone is needing help, please address it. And if you need help, please ask for it. I'm so very grateful that I had that inner calling yesterday to reach out to that woman. We might have saved her life last night. She might have that in mind again. I'm not responsible for people's life or death, but I can take responsibility in supporting people that are in need and addressing it. So I hope this is helpful for you today. Thank you for listening, and we'll speak again. Have a great day.